Good afternoon, and welcome to Brunch and Budget on Bonfire Radio with your host, Pamela Capallet, a certified financial planner here to help take the bite out of your budget, brunchandbudget.com. I'm your sound provider, Dialect, and here's your host, Pamela Capallet.
Thank you, Dialect, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. We are continuing our monthly series with Prosperity Now, interviewing nonprofit organizations who are part of building high-impact nonprofits of color. We are in Chicago, Illinois today at the Drake Hotel. It's chandelier fancy in here, y'all.
Yes.
It's so nice. And we are super excited to have Carlos Nelson and Norma Sanders of the Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
thank you.
Oh, man. So I've been stalking your website, and I love everything that you do. Just to give you all an idea, I guess we'll call it GAGDC for short. They work to foster and promote revitalization of the low to moderate income communities that they serve using comprehensive community development strategies. Their programming is extensive. It includes neighborhood business development centers, a small business improvement fund, their special service area. They have a school education program. And so, Carlos, you are the executive director and a mechanical engineer, certified project manager. Okay, this is crazy. And I don't know how you do it all. And then Norma, you are the director of special initiatives, 9 years working on technology planning, programming management, and integration in nonprofit organizations. Whew, okay, I'm tired. Oh my goodness. Thank you for doing the work that you do. So I would like to get an idea more about GAGDC's main mission, the history, the programming, how you came up with the programming.
So let me start by once again saying thank you for having us. And I'm Carlos Nelson, executive director and CEO of the organization, which is an organization that I started volunteering with about 14 years ago when I really had no knowledge, idea of what community-based organizing or community-based organizations was all about. I just wanted to give back to my community. And I like to tell people that I have not worked a day in 14 years. So I started as a volunteer. I left engineering to do the work that I'm doing.
Wow. So you were a mechanical engineer while you started volunteering for GAGDC.
That is correct.
Oh my gosh. So what inspired you to make that leap?
So Pam, that's a great question. I could see my office from my house. And this was my first house that I purchased out of college. And so to be able to volunteer at an organization in my community was something that was very inspirational for me. And as I mentioned, I haven't worked a day in 14 years. And so it's just really, building our community and building our people, and been blessed to have someone like Norma Sanders on board for, I don't know,
almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years. Who's also a Southsider, also an engineer as well.
Yeah, it wasn't planned that way, though. About 10 years ago, President Obama was giving his State of the Union speech that said we were number 13 in the world in broadband adoption. We invented the internet.
Chicago was.
Yeah.
Oh,
the United States.
Oh, the United States?
Yeah.
What?
No, you're saying this is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
We need to be at least like top 10 something.
Yeah.
Well,
Come on.
How about number one? Because
Yeah.
we invented the internet.
We have Silicon Valley.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I didn't realize that. Wow.
And so what happened 10 years ago is each state got a federal stimulus grant to increase broadband adoption across the United States. And so Chicago, Carlos Nelson, and 3 other neighborhoods put out an RFP, and I found that RFP and was hired to help bring technology into the neighborhood. So I had spent my entire career, almost 30 years, working for a corporate technology company. So I came back home about 5 blocks from where I live is where the office is. I didn't see the office, but it literally was 5 blocks from where I grew up. And so working on a program that I can help give back to a neighborhood that I came from was pretty exciting. So this is my second life.
Oh my God.
That's what I do every day.
That's so beautiful. I love it. I mean, just the connection to the neighborhood. I feel like that there's this movement now because the internet became so global and we became so disconnected of this idea of being hyper local.
Right.
and this idea of like giving back to the community that you grew up in and building it up, building it back up if you needed to, and like pumping in new resources. And it sounds like that's what y'all are doing.
Well, and my favorite thing is that it attracted a couple of engineers because the math wasn't working out.
I love it.
Oh, that's right. That's so crazy that you're both engineers. So how do your engineering backgrounds help support this nonprofit in a distinctive way?
I've never been asked that question. And I can tell you that it really doesn't. Whether you're an engineer or a brain surgeon or a high school dropout, if you have a passion for helping your community and helping your people, you can do the work that we do. And so, but I will say though that we have, particularly Norma and I, have figured out a way to incorporate some of our learnings, whether around physics and math, to bring that type of knowledge to the community. And the first thing that comes to mind is we launched a community-led recycling program. And so, it's easy to understand. Okay, let's get folks to learn the benefits of recycling, and we'll collect the recyclables and keep them from
The landfills
and track metrics.
Right, but
that's the side that people don't think about.
So what we incorporated was we actually while we were doing that, we would determine the 1 million metric tons of carbon dioxide offsite for each and every bag that we collected from a resident. And so we would put that up on the website. And guess what? People would say, what the hell is 1 million metric tons of carbon dioxide offsite? And just from people asking that question began to open the doors for that type of knowledge and information sharing.
Wow. That's
but
so
it really
cool.
became about the bags.
But it came about the bags.
Yeah.
Well,
How many
yeah.
bags? Because we have probably, I would say, still about 55% seniors in our community.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so it wasn't just about recycling. It became Miss Jones putting her bag out on the curb and making sure that, one of our Urban Green team people came to pick up that bag.
Yeah.
And now it's not just about garbage. It's about making and building relationships with people that live in the community. And now we know Miss Brown not only has recycling, but she just lost her husband. And so, we can invite her out to a lot of the resources we have. Oh, by the way, my title is Director of Special Initiatives. So as you can see, building those relationships pretty special to us. So I got the best job, I think, having that title. But that's what it kind of becomes. It's not just about the metric or the garbage. It's about building relationships and building community.
This is really amazing stuff. I just wanted to point out how both of you talked about how your jobs aren't really jobs. You talked about them like their second lives and things like that. And I think, you're talking about the hyperlocality and being a part of I think giving back is such a weird thing to say, especially when you're a part of your community. You're not really giving back. You're just contributing to your community in a way that's healthy. And I just really dig, and I want everyone listening, no matter what place you're in, to think about that when we're doing our work. We should be paid for the things we do. And it's not about like, do what you love and be happy, because like, forget all of that. Find duty and find purpose and help your community and be a productive member of your community. But when you do fit in the place, when you get in where you fit in, it doesn't feel like work. It is effort and requires, you to labor, but that doesn't mean that it feels like what we consider some sort of job.
Right.
And I think that's something that Prosperity Now in general helps. And like you guys with your programs help communities build and help people build that for themselves. So it's great that you guys model that.
Absolutely. And, and that's such a great point. So we're on the south side of Chicago, and we're in an area, well, first of all, we're in a city that is always in the news, and unfortunately in the news for so many negative things.
Oh yeah, y'all are the new black on black crime.
Yeah.
Yo, before they used to be like black on black crime, and now we like defeated that with math again, right? And then people just go, Chicago, ain't no math in that, it's just a word.
Absolutely.
So, So much of the work that we do, whether it's around working with the youth in the schools or the festivals that we hold, the community engagement work in which we, as I mentioned, on the south side, on 79th Street, which is the busiest bus line in the entire city of Chicago, 79th Street. And when you say 79th Street in the ether, people say, whoa, it's
that street.
It's that street.
Yeah.
But here we do a street festival with...
it's been 12 years.
Yeah,
You've been doing it for a while.
This year was a 2-day event. We had about 20,000 people in the middle of the street. And in 79th, and in 12 years, we've never had one incident. We've never had one fight. We've never had I don't think there's been a toe stepped on. And guess what? And we've never had one mainstream media come out and cover it and tell that story.
Of course not.
Right.
Now,
of course
if
not.
someone had fired a gun or taken out a knife, we would have had CNN.
Right. The one time in 12 years, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but that speaks to the fact that it's not about other people's perceptions. It's about our own people and building that pride in community and pride in neighborhood.
Yeah, and we have a lot of pride. One of the things that we do, so Renaissance Festival is part of our business district support, but we also are really proud of the work that we're doing around education. We have a program called Auburn Gresham Gold, and we're going for the gold in our schools, even though on the news they say Chicago public schools are probably not the best. But when you come to Auburn Gresham, one thing that we're really proud about is we have 5 schools that, what did I say, relationships matter? You talk about Miss Jones. Well, we know 5 principals extremely well. We know who they are, where they live. We know that the one school that, a shout out to Scott Joplin, who just got to 1+, the highest rating in the city of Chicago.
That's exciting.
We know that principal, Aileen, first names only, that she grew up in the neighborhood, that she went to school in the neighborhood, the school that she is now the principal of, and those are the stories that make it strong. But not only is she a principal at Scott Joplin Elementary, she has 4 other principals that she is intimately close with, and that's all because we brought them together under a program that we call Auburn Gresham Go, and the relationships of principals working together in Chicago public schools and not competing with each other, but helping to raise the bar to go for the gold together is something that's unheard of. So where's the news on that?
Right.
You do know that, our kids are the worst in reading and math and everything. Everybody around the nation knows that, but do they know in Auburn Gresham we're going for the gold, and 5 schools are actually increasing their ratings with the one that just went to 1+. So we're pretty proud of that.
Dang.
Pretty proud of that.
Dang. Oh my God. I'm just like, I can't even. This is amazing. Well,
hold on. I got to talk about the effect that this is having on Pam. I don't know if you know this. I'm an educator as well. I've been doing hip hop education for like 15-ish or so years. And because of that, I don't curse too much on the radio. Pam loves cussing. And it's a fun thing. But she just felt like the education-y energy in the air, and I heard in the middle of her saying, dang. You just got, you got principal. You felt those top principals in the room with you.
I did. It's true. I got to behave for real. Oh my goodness. I think it's incredible that you really figured out the root. And the point of all the programming is how can we strengthen the relationships in the community? Because the idea of a recycling program, meaning that you understand an actual person's family life and their history and what they're going through, just because you're picking up their bags for recycling. Right. So simple, but it's something where I see you consistently every day. You're here all the time. You're not going to go away.
Right.
Yes. It's not one of those one and done, let's do a big show for the news or whatever. Right? This consistent stuff doesn't make the news, but it's the thing that makes a community.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, we make the news too, because one of the things that the city of Chicago did do when our mayor got his first term was he came out and said, how are you doing this recycling program? That was before the city of Chicago had a full-time recycling program. I would say we brag about that.
Yeah, we do. We do brag
about
that. Well, we wanted to really wanted to show that community like ours with the demographics and the data that
Well, give us some background on that. What do you mean?
that we too were a community that was conscientious and cognizant of the benefits of recycling and the benefit it has to the quality of life. And so we proved that.
Yeah.
Our recycling program was wildly successful, so more so than the north side, some north side communities, which are, more affluent, if you will. And so since then, the city has brought the Blue Cart recycling program to our community. So that was the outcome. It was, and it worked out well. And so, but that wasn't the end for us. As Norma mentioned, we do a lot of work with seniors and with school age kids and the principals. But we also work to develop businesses and with a focus on locally owned businesses while we support other businesses as well.
Right.
So what you have here is an organization that does comprehensive community development. And I think that's the buzzword for us. It is comprehensive.
It's our secret sauce.
It's our secret sauce.
Yeah.
We
do everything.
Now.
Yeah. What's the secret sauce? What's your unfair advantage, right?
Yeah.
Is you do it all. Well, and I feel like you do the work that other people will look at and they're like, that's not worth our time. Or we don't want to do that. It's like, no, the recycling program is going to mean something.
Right.
That's
right. So housing development, we do housing development. We do commercial retail development as well.
Wow.
We do a lot of work with schools. In fact, we work with local poets as well. Simeon High School's championship Louder Than a Bomb group there. And so we work with it's almost, I like to look at it as an intergenerational. So we bring kids from our pre-K through 8th grade class to Simeon High School, which is the high school that Derrick Rose attended. That's where the Louder Than a Bomb, it's Writers Never Die. That's the Simeon.
Yeah, they have their writers program called Writers Never Die.
So they work with the kids from our gold schools, the younger kids, and then we bring kids from Illinois kids. We bring College of Education majors from Illinois State University, and we bring all of those. So the ISU, Illinois State University kids working with the high school kids, working with the elementary school kids, and it's kind of it's a really cool intergenerational approach. Now here's the unique thing. 98% of the college students are Caucasian women that live downstate or in the suburban areas, and it is their opportunity to interact with our urban community so that we can develop them into high quality, culturally competent urban educators.
Right.
Yes, that's so important. All right, we got to go to a song because, man, you guys are doing incredible work. We got to.
This was a lot. Yeah, that was a lot going on there. Shout out to Louder Than a Bomb Arts Collective. I know I'm familiar with them. The Writers Never Die stuff. They do a lot of great work. We're kind of creating a story with the music that we're playing here. So we're starting out in London in the UK with an artist named Kingpin from his record Initiative. The Initiative. This is how we start coming out the box, and we'll be back in a minute. Brunch and Budget, Bonfire Radio.
Why has everything got to be pigeonholed, man? That's right. Why has he got to be this and I got to be that? I just want to be me. No. I think they wanted to see me wearing a suit and tie, like some comedy guy that's living my life in the face of a lie. Don't want me to be a rapper, they want me to be a doctor. Don't want me to say a couple of statements that will really shock ya. They want me to be a geek, govern the way that I speak. They tell me to work in the weekend without the permission, go for a leak. They told me to cut my hair, tell me to button my shirt. Whenever I come into work, they're looking at me like a piece of dirt. Don't want me to speak my mind, they want me to get in line. I feel like my head of my time, my rhymes, they're putting my head on the line. I'm looking to be the shepherd, into the world of sheep. The captain of the fleet, now cover my back, I'm taking the lead.
Be what you wanna be, cause that's what I'm gonna be. My life, my choice, that's my priority. I won't let my life be dictated by society. And me not go sell me soul for vanity. Well, be what you wanna be, cause that's what I'm gonna be. Take a look at yourself before you start judging me. I won't let my life be dictated by society. Kingpin not go sell him soul for vanity.
Yeah, they listen to propaganda, do what the media tells them. Reading the magazines and buying the things that Apple sells them. She got the latest bag, he got the latest shoes. But nigga might they produce me, somebody else got the same be the star. Watching Crips and open exhibit will come in and flip the car. Forget the wonder bra, cause now you can buy the boobs. Genetically modified, a baby in this test tube. Now some of them watch the news, letting it form their views. Why do some of them choose to go out and find the facts and seek the truth? Now just look at the youth, they're lacking in common sense. So look in the eyes of most of these guys, a lot of them think they're 50 Cent.
Be what you wanna be, cause that's what I'm gonna be. My life, my choice, that's my priority. I won't let my life be dictated by society. And me not go sell me soul for vanity. Well, be what you wanna be, cause that's what I'm gonna be. Take a look at yourself before you start judging me. I won't let my life be dictated by society. Kingpin not go sell him soul for vanity.
Yeah, you listen to rap, you listen to rock, you live in a box, I listen to anything in the spot. Don't put a label on it, it cannot define my ways. You ask me about myself and I already what I don't want to say. Can I be put in the words? It's something I cannot explain. But let me just put it like this, when we get the Kingpin is put in the name. Ain't playing the games, don't follow the rules, don't follow protocol. That's how I got kids out my secondary school. I never conform for shit, one of them different kids. Look at the life we live, a victim of suffocating with like this. I'm jumping out of the cage and jacking the mic off the guy on the stage. I'm no longer hiding my rage and using my lyrics to fill the page.
Be what you wanna be, cause that's what I'm gonna be. My life, my choice, that's my priority. I won't let my life be dictated by society. And me not go sell me soul for vanity. Well, be what you wanna be, cause that's what I'm gonna be. Take a look at yourself before you start judging me. I won't let my life be dictated by society. Kingpin not go sell him soul for vanity. Well, look into your character, tell me what you're gonna be. Tell me if you love yourself, tell me if you're really free. Trapped in a system, don't be a victim. Survival of the fittest, so this life's not no quick thing. There's haters, but if you jack you quick and take your papers, they want you in a body bag or in the undertakers. Them fakers, them track behind we back and them are traitors. But no chance, they not gonna make themselves be up like waiters. What they on their mind, them the one we shine, them the one we climb. Everything we do, them try to undermine. Them think we blind, them uncle see we when we doing crime. But Kingpin and Hunter, we ain't doing time. Be what you wanna be, cause that's what I'm gonna be. My life, my choice, that's my priority. I won't let my life be dictated by society. And me not go sell me soul for vanity. Well, be what you wanna be, cause that's what I'm gonna be. Take a look at yourself before you start judging me. I won't let my life be dictated by society.
And we are back. Brunch and Budget, Bonfire Radio. That was Kingpin out of London town. We were just up in London. It was popping up in there, man. Without the box from his record, The Initiative, because he's got The Initiative, and I figured that had a little something to do with what's going on with y'all here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So we are here at the Drake in Chicago, Illinois, with the Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation, GAG, DC, Carlos Nelson, and Norma Sanders, doing amazing work. Oh man, aww. I know, woohoo! We love it. We're here with you. So I was looking on your site. First of all, you basically do everything. Yeah, Carlos is like yes,
Yep.
nodding. Tell us more about Neighborhood Business Development Centers. It looks like it's a program that gets funding in many places. Not all our listeners are from Chicago, so I'd love to get an idea of how those work in general and how you use the business neighborhood business development centers.
So I'm going to kick it off, and then I'm going to pass it over to my partner here on the right, who can really
special initiatives.
Take a deep dive. But within our community economic development department, if you will, we do a lot of things that are really around building up small businesses, growing entrepreneurs, and supporting existing businesses. One of the ways that we do that is through our Neighborhood Business Development Center, which the great Norma Sanders over here to my right is the director of. And so, Norma, talk to me.
I love that my boss said I'm great. 'Cause, there you go.
On air, on record.
On record, you guys heard it. I am great. Well, the Neighborhood Business Development Center, you're right. It is in a lot of places around Chicago. We're one of many that are in different neighborhoods. And basically, it really is a service where we help people either start their business, grow their business, plan a new business. But in particular, because it is one of the one of the programs that's funded by the city of Chicago. We help them navigate that maze of even how to use any of the city services to like get a license,
Right, permits.
and what
Yes,
permits,
yes.
anything that you need that's an impediment to your business or that you want to help start a business. And what we were talking about today, kind of in our Prosperity Now class, and when you think about it, it ends up being all about the money. One of the biggest things that we work on as neighborhood business development centers is access to capital. You want to start a new business. And we were talking about that today, right?
Yeah.
With the Chicago Community Loan Fund and with the
Right.
MacArthur Foundation that have come up with new ways to even help neighborhood business development centers be successful, because that's the biggest thing. People have these wonderful and great ideas of how to solve community problems, and honestly, we can solve our own problems. It's capital.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest things that as a collective, the neighborhood business development centers are working on. The other stuff, that's just geography. We can help you get a license.
Let me probe a little bit
What?
more and a little provocative here, because as Norma mentioned, it is all about the Benjamins, both to receiving capital to launch a business, but also Norma sees and hears and meets with so many people that have great ideas. They think they have great ideas for types of businesses. Many want to start a not-for-profit. Oh, a not-for-profit, you know.
there you go.
But hang on. And many others want to start, they're mission-driven, and they want to start a church in our community. And now, wait, hold up. That's a
Oh, you
great
can't
thing.
see my face.
That is a great thing. And so Norma used some teenagers to map the community and to determine the numbers of assets in our community. And Norma, do you remember how many churches that we found in our one community area of Auburn Gresham on Chicago's mighty South Side?
Carlos, thank you for asking that question. That is one of my most favorite questions to answer when we're trying to start businesses, but we have 757 churches in our community.
What?
757 churches.
How many people are in the community total?
Ooh, so
right
now,
about 60,000.
About
About
or a little less.
60,000.
That's a lot of churches.
A lot of church. I guess you could say we're a very blessed community. So we said all about the Benjamins. Touche. Let me just say one thing as we are.
Are you going towards the Bay Area?
As we really try to promote economic growth in our communities. There are some churches that do many churches do great things.
Great works, yeah.
All churches are tax exempt, right? And in business districts in Southside communities or many other communities around the city of Chicago and around this country where African Americans have congregated, you find an enormous number of storefront churches that do not pay taxes
and that are not businesses
and
in the business district.
And so they're not paying in our commercial corridors, and so we don't have that tax base to build up like other communities do in other areas. And this is, we're poking the pig here with this discussion here, but this is something that we all should just take a step back and reflect on. And
but one of the things, that is true, Carlos. But one of the things we're most proud of, too, not just that we support small businesses as part of the Neighborhood Business Development Center, but the special service area that you talked about has allowed us to make a difference along our business corridor. So a special service area actually are businesses that do exist, not the churches, but businesses that are on our business corridor that pay a small tax that goes into this pool of dollars, so we can do things like a business wants to enhance the beauty of their outside, so we can do a small loan or grant and give them so they can do a facade enhancement. And especially new businesses, when they come in, they want to print out a sign and post it on the window. Well, this gives them some beautiful awnings with their name printed on it. Yes. And it builds the confidence, not just in the business owner, but the community that says, wow, we have something new here that's gorgeous and it attracts business. And the special service area, we're also using it as a community engagement effort with businesses to our 79th Street Renaissance Festival. Did you talk about that?
Not yet, but I did want to mention. So if you go on our website at gagdc.org, and you will see SSA listed, and SSA stands for Special Service Area. And in other cities, they're called BIDs, Business Improvement Districts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so as Norma mentioned, the businesses have come together to decide to impose a small tax levy on themselves, and that money goes into a bucket, and that money is given right back into the business districts.
Yes.
Now, the challenge, though, when you have tax-exempt businesses or bodies or storefront churches, if you will, that benefit from those services, yet they do not pay that small increment. And so SSA, Special Service Area, and so our organization manages 2 bids on the south side of Chicago, or business improvement districts, Special Service Area number 32 and Special Service Area number 69. And believe it or not, if you go on our website, once again, gagdc.org, and you look at the fabulous 79th Street Renaissance Festival, and you see people having fun and dancing and eating all this food, and we feed all the first 500 seniors free, and the kids are riding horses just down the middle of 79th Street, the busiest bus line in the city. The event is really less about all the fun and excitement. It's really about
promoting
the business district and promoting our community as a place that you can come and have fun, safe, and secured shopping and find everything you want right here on Chicago's mighty South Side in Auburn
we
Gresham.
call ourselves a hidden gem on the South Side, so you can live, work, shop, and worship in Auburn Gresham and the surrounding communities.
Isn't that the thing that a lot of communities are looking to have, is the ability to not have to leave? And to not have to go on to that, we're in New York, and we it's always nice when we can stay in our borough and not have to run around to the other areas and be sufficient like that. And what that comes from is a like what you guys are saying, putting together the businesses that support each other so that everybody has each other's back so that we can grow together. Your whole thing about poking the pig, I like that it's alliterative. Plus, it sounds way easier than poking the bear. I'm not gonna poke me. I ain't not gonna poke no bears, but I'll kick a pig.
You can take a pig. You can run from a pig.
Right? I can run. I can deliver a nice, a solid chin kick to a pig. I'm not as many pigs. Yeah, sure, I'll run, but one pig, I think I could take. And it's one of those things where not to tear down anybody's idea or their dreams or their feelings. 2 things. In the black community, that the church has often been used as a stick that we can use as a crutch, and a stick that has been used to beat us. And that goes across a number of areas that would be a whole different podcast to talk about. But I want people, when they're thinking about starting businesses, to remember this. This is something that when we were working on the business plan for our latest project, and we were looking at the section where it says, where we're supposed to say, what makes our business unique? What makes us different? Why do we stand out? What is our unfair advantage? And the best thing that we found, and I think that this should be for most businesses, is that no one else wanted to do it.
Right.
I do what I do because there's no one else doing it. It's not about me loving it. It's not about me thinking I'm talented at it or whatever. It's needed. Other people aren't doing it. There is a space for it. People will support me in it. You guys know this when you do your thing in a space where it's not just I'm a rapper. If I go to a rapping place where there's a bunch of rappers, they're going to be like, well, yeah, I don't need to hear you rap because I rap. We all rappers, rapping. But I go to a place that is nonverbal, and they really appreciate the things that I do because I'm able to highlight what they're doing, and there we have collaboration. So wherever you are, if you're in Chicago, if you're in some other place, if you're trying to start a business and you're not sure what to do, look at what's needed.
Absolutely.
That's right.
I just wanted to throw that in there. I'm loving all that, and loving that these guys are basically imposing taxes on themselves because they're like, government ain't doing enough taxing. We need to do it to ourselves so we can actually make this flourish.
And and we'll get off of this subject. I want to just poke one more. I just want to take one more
pig.
poke.
One more pig.
And this is I know this is a podcast, and I'm speaking just regarding my work and my perspective on the south side of Chicago. So we also have a lot of businesses that are not locally owned. They're not owned by people from the community.
We went there.
I went there. So, well, you went to churches. I'm going
Okay.
to
Yeah.
I'll let you.
foreign-owned businesses in our
Yes.
commercial corridors.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing,
You went there.
and this isn't a broad brush paint of all foreign-owned business owners, but many own mini marts, many own liquor stores, many own the types of businesses that unfortunately foster a lot of bad behavior. And there's data that shows they foster drug dealing, gang banging, gun trafficking,
Congregation.
and
Ooh.
many
Not
other.
the church congregation.
Uh-oh, watch
Yeah,
out
yeah.
now.
Standing outside.
So what happens is these store owners know that they feel that they're going to make their money, and they're supported by a group of brothers and sisters that know that this is a place that they can do their dealings, right?
Yeah.
And yet, when they make their money, they take their money out of our community and they go put it in their banks or investments somewhere else. Now, so this is one of the things that our special service area has allowed us to do. It's allowed us to grab these foreign-owned business owners, many bad business owners,
Yeah.
and are forcing them to pay this little tax increment
Oh, okay.
so that they're forced to
Contributing.
contribute into our community. So we literally are grabbing them by the
Grabbing them.
grabbing them by the kahunas. Can I say kahunas on
Yes.
a podcast?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
And so we are forcing a relationship in with business owners that don't give a hoot about. Can I say hoot?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
I go deeper and say don't give? Okay.
No.
Oh yeah.
I better stick
Yeah.
with that. But
Stay
don't
with
don't
Big
care about any positive, progressive things going on the South Side.
Right.
So that's another benefit to our special service area and our
But
commercial
you know what?
economic
But
development
I'll add
work.
one thing though. I'll add one thing on positive note. Sometimes you got to keep it above board. Is what? Yeah. Positive. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there you go. So one of the things that we have found, so we had this one business that we had a perception that it was a bad business. And you know why? Because it was a business with no windows. They had a door. You could go into the store. It had a door.
Yeah.
But
That's
we
a
have
little
this other
questionable.
business support services in the community called the 6th District Business Council? Subcommittee that we work actually with 6th District Police. Now, they worried about this place too because you couldn't see in it.
Right.
But all of a sudden, the owners start coming to our meetings.
Oh.
And we
what
found
kind of
out-
store was it?
So it
It's a
was
liquor store.
Oh, with no
Okay.
window.
With
But
no
that's
windows.
okay. That we have other
Okay.
liquor store stories that they're not all bad.
Right,
but the
right.
perception, because you can't look in and people
Yeah.
are going in, that you have something to hide.
Right.
Well, it ends up they really don't have anything to hide, and so we have to embrace the people that are in the community and work with them and tell them, we're going to think you're bad if you don't show up.
Right.
And come and tell us a different story, because we could probably ruin you with the bad story. So that's one way. And we also have
I love that.
Yeah,
Just
we-
community pressure.
Yeah,
Like
we put-
everyone wanting to
Exactly.
collaborate means everyone needs to be involved. You can't just hide behind a
Don't
building with no
hide
windows.
That's right.
behind
That's
your
right.
with-
Yeah.
behind your no windows.
And you know
Yeah.
what? And this and I will say that this is a Jordanian couple, a husband and wife, who owns this liquor store,
That's right.
and they have since become two of our biggest community assets.
Oh.
And in fact, they now have gone to other liquor store owners or Jordanian
Yeah.
store owners to say, hey, stand up, let's get involved, get engaged with this community and with
Right.
the community partners, and let's help work to turn this community around.
If they were here, they would love telling that story too, because we make them tell the story.
Yeah, we do.
From their own perspective.
By the way, since this is Chicago, I just wanted to check and make sure you do mean the country of Jordan, right?
Oh
Right.
yes,
I just want to make sure y'all didn't have your own
Jordan.
peoples, like
Absolutely.
I'm just
Yeah, and not Michael Jordan. These are real
Right,
Jordanians.
I got you.
Yeah, these are real Jordanians. Yep, that is correct. That is
Had
correct.
to.
Yeah, right.
Had to.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love that though. I think that it is really, really important. If you let one person kind of slide on
Yeah.
that front,
Mhm.
then
Right.
other people will see that and think that. And really it's a great way to connect everyone. And
Right.
even selfishly, it's better for all of the businesses if all of the other businesses are contributing.
Absolutely.
Correct.
At the end of the day, it's
Right.
good for you too.
Right.
You
That's
know?
right.
That's what the big corporations do, right?
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what they
All
do.
the gas station
Yeah.
prices are about the same price for a reason.
It's right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, the Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation, we do comprehensive community development work. We probably didn't talk about the free home repairs for seniors that
Oh,
we've been doing
wait,
since
what?
2003.
Yeah.
We've done, home repairs for well over
How does that
600
work? How
seniors.
do people find you? How do your
Well,
clients find you?
So we've got a waiting list of 300 seniors, and so we've
Oof.
probably done well over 600. 311, they look at our
Oh.
organization as their own 311.
No way.
So
They do.
this program is funded by the city of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out of CDBG dollars, which is federal
Everywhere.
HUD.
Okay,
and
yeah.
now that we've got a new great director of HUD who knows the urban
Oops, I
setting
didn't mean to
because he
laugh.
was
Poke another pig,
born
right?
and left Detroit. He's a black man that knows urban development, right? From Detroit, Michigan.
But
Okay.
he will.
But anyway, nonetheless, so
I was gonna say, but he will.
in spite of the doctor Ben Carson, who's in HUD, so we've managed to keep resources coming to help seniors age comfortably in their homes by
Yeah.
providing them with accessibility, new windows, new doors,
Oh, wow.
weatherization, new plumbing. I mean, so this is something that seniors really, really, really value. And because of that, we've built up a very large base of seniors that love our organization.
Yeah.
So-
Jeez.
And so I just
What
wanted
don't
to,
you do?
Yeah, I wanted to mention that, and I would
Yeah.
kind of conclude by telling a really quick story about a young man. His name is Anthony. All right,
Aw, you can tell.
you mind if I tell
Anthony
the
story.
Anthony
Oh,
story? I'm going
man.
to tell you the
I
Anthony
wish
story.
that you could see Norma's face.
Yeah.
The story
said the
of
name
Anthony.
Anthony.
So we do work in, as Norma mentioned, in schools in our community, 5 schools in our community, and we also have a summer camp, a math and reading literacy summer
Oh,
camp.
wow, okay.
Right. And so one day, one of the young second grade girls, she came in. She was just so excited. I'll make up her name and say her name was
Rosa.
Rosa. Okay.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Rosa.
Rosa and Anthony.
Rosa. So Rosa has been in our program for a while, but this particular day, she was just
was
so
so
gleeful,
happy.
so excited. Her dad was dropping her off at the summer camp. Now, we'd never seen her dad. And no, I mean, he hadn't been around.
Yeah.
And so she was so excited. And as Anthony, the dad, was about to leave the school, he stopped and saw a big sign, and the sign
Oh, we
said,
had this big, humongous arrow that said parent room.
Parent
it was like
room.
a big arrow sign.
and so Anthony came into the parent room, and we have a resource coordinator that mans or womans the parent room. And he asked Anthony, "Hey, brother, what you on?" And he said, "Come on in and, talk to me." And so he convinced Anthony, but he could see Anthony was a little nervous, a
Right,
little
like agitated.
Yeah, agitated.
Yeah.
He didn't want to really get in there. And so he told Anthony, fill out an application. He asked him if he worked.
Yes, he asked him if he had
Asked
a
me
job.
if he had a job, and Anthony said, "No, man, I've been locked up for a while. He's
Oh,
got a
wow.
felony,
Okay.
and man, hadn't had any success." And so he was convinced to fill out an application for this workforce development program with one of the national retailers, CVS Caremark. I'll go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
CVS Health,
Health.
one of our partners.
Okay,
great.
for an internship at a
Yeah.
local CVS, and he was excited, and the resource coordinator was excited, and unfortunately, Anthony was rejected, and he was rejected
Oh.
because
Of the felony.
of the felony,
felon.
right?
Man, that box.
Oh man,
Ugh.
and so
Having to check that box is
check-
so.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so the next day, and he was downtrodden again, and the resource coordinator said, "Hey, brother."
Hey, Anthony. You knew
Hey,
his name
Anthony.
then.
Yeah, hey, Anthony, brother. Why don't you go to the main office of the Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation at 7901 South Racine and talk to Hubert Newkirk. Mr. Newkirk will hook you up.
Okay.
Anthony, but
That's the address of our office.
that's the real address.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And so he
You
went
wanna
to the
find
office,
him, y'all.
and Mr. Newkirk talked to Brother Anthony and said, you know what? I've got a job for you. We had created a social enterprise called our Urban Green Team, which made up
So
of
remember we talked about those
picking up
recyclers?
the recycling
Yes,
bags.
exactly.
That's not
and
what
so
they do anymore.
and so these are
Oh.
brothers and sisters that are hard to employ, if you know what I mean, right? Anthony got a job, and Anthony has worked in that position for a couple of years with steady income. His daughter, man, has flourished. Her grades have continued to improve. Anthony's confidence is, so much so that he asked his baby mama, Rosa's mother, to marry him. They got married.
Yes.
And here's here's the coup de grace. I don't know why I'm saying all these fancy.
We're at the
So here it
Drake
is.
with chandeliers.
And we have a housing development program. So we have too many vacant houses. We acquired a vacant house, renovated it, and sold it to Anthony and his new bride.
No way.
And this is their first-time homeowners. So in the community, within walking distance of little Rosa's school, and so now Anthony and his missus and their little daughter have their own home, and it's such a beautiful story. And the sky is the limit for Anthony.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
And I
but
just wanted to
I think
share
the
that.
key part of what we're trying to say and why we're telling these stories in this way, because as a comprehensive community development corporation, a lot of people use those words. Yeah, we're a CDC. But when you think about secret sauce, I think that's what you said, Dialect.
Yep.
Secret sauce that's our secret sauce. So now you think about the story of Anthony. You got the schools, his daughter's in a local school that she's progressing. He got a job in our organization through a program that we have with CVS Caremark. Now he got married, and so we're building confidence in family. And guess what we say they did? They bought a home. So you got schools, you got jobs, you got homes. What are we missing?
You got a slam dunk.
Yeah.
That's comprehensive.
That's
Yeah.
So we're taking everything that we do and you can start at any point. You can start in the school, get a job, build your family,
Right.
build wealth. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what
Yeah.
prosperity now is all about, is building wealth and
Yes.
teaching families how to be resilient. So he made that connection. But we had everything in place for him to become resilient. So he didn't become a statistic because he just
That's
came
right.
Yes.
out of the system.
Right.
Now, that's what comprehensive community development does. We're building community. We're not just building houses. What did I say? It's all about the relationships.
All
and
about the
family.
And there's so many Rosas and so many Anthonys and so many situations like that in our community that we need help. We need financial help. We
Yeah.
need financial resources. Go to our website. Make a donation. Help us out.
GAGDC.org.
Absolutely.
If
Hit
you're
the
not on
donate
it
button.
already, yeah.
Hit the donate button.
Ooh, oh my gosh.
'Cause
I got to
it's
put this mic down because, dang, I'm like ready to cry right now.
Oh,
I don't know if y'all know we're doing the pass the mic thing today, so if she puts it down, I'm going to pick it right up.
gotta cry.
I love it.
I'm saying, well, we need to take a break, go to a song for a second. We're still going to stay in the UK, but this time in Swansea. I think Swansea. I don't know how to pronounce. What is this? In Britain, they speak, what is that? The British? I don't know. They speak British over there, so and who knows how you pronounce these things. We have
English.
Yes. Well, the funny thing is apparently the way that they speak now derives from them being embarrassed about America existing, and they actually used to speak a lot more like how we speak here, and then started poshing up so that they could differentiate.
Okay.
So I don't know if there are any old Brits out there willing to tell me about the etymology of that. But we're going to go to a British MC named Change the Future. I thought it was a great name for a person in general. But Change the Future has a song called Make It. And we'll be back in a minute. Brunch and
All
Budget,
right.
Bonfire Radio.
Little problems, little struggles, every day still coming up. Still acting like a little rebel when I start this growing up. Still showing up in situations, causing all these arbitrations, throwing clones for growing bones. Switched out cause I've had enough. I tried to take it easy and chill out, but my mind's serious. Delirious in the night times, I can't sleep, it's not luxurious. I'm feeling like I need these Egyptian cotton sheets. I'm rolling like I'm generating too much body heat. It's always never simple, baby. Retain my complexity, refrain from the tendency to flip my switch mercilessly. Buttons ain't for panic, press for self-destruction, trying to make it over the wall, but all I see is obstructions. Yeah, I lost my dad and my granddad, 2014 was tough. But on the plus side, I got a job, met a girl and I fell in love. And it's always like that. Life's always up and down, just gotta focus on the smiles and forget about the frowns. I know it's easy when I say it, why is it hard when I try to do it? This is my life, it's my story. I'm really going through it, what you doing to improve it? If nothing, then conclude it. I'm tired of all these hypocrites, fake it and counterfeits. It ain't just a wicked game, it can be a struggle still. It can feed the drama, I need the laughter, the master of free will. This shit gets worse, I'll leave it, I move backwards out the frame. I won't inflame, I need to prosper, advance my family name. Acquire inspiration, pull motivation from depression. Turn 31, but now even my headache's got tension. When I'm done, I'm running to that finish flag. Fuck the hounds round my ankle, they won't be able to diminish this man.
And we're back. Brunch and Budget, Bonfire Radio. That was Make It by Change the Future.
Make it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Let's build.
Let's
Yes.
make it. Oh, man. All right. So we are here with the Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corp, GAGDC.org, with Carlos and Norma interviewing each other because, dang, you guys just really... I'm just totally floored. And now there's this new exciting project that I want to ask about. We're unfortunately running out of time, but I want to hear more about 839, the 839 redevelopment project. You're calling it a healthy lifestyle building. I want to get a better idea of what that means, what that entails.
Okay. Yeah, well, we're here also to change the future.
Yes.
Yeah. And history.
And history, absolutely. So 839 Healthy Lifestyle Building. It's a 60,000 square foot building on the south side, right near 79th
business corridor.
on our
Oh,
business
okay.
corridor that has been ominously vacant for 20 years. So
Oh my
imagine
gosh.
a hulking 4-story building,
Oh, it's
4-story building with
huge.
beautiful terracotta facade,
Just empty.
empty, vacant, boarded up.
Oh.
And that's what our little kids, and that's what our parents, and that's what the
Yeah.
black and brown
Shoppers.
folks in our community have to see each and every day.
Right.
And that's surrounded by vacant land. That building has been long owned by an old Jewish guy who really wasn't wasn't a fan of our community. He saw the
Okay.
building as an opportunity to invest, make some money. He didn't give a damn who he rented that building to, as a community-based
Or not rented it.
or not rented to.
Right.
In this
It was
case,
just easier for him to not.
as a CDC, Community Development Corporation, we worked, we fought with them, we screamed at them, we ended up, having an arm wrestling fight with them, and
Oh, wait, what? Is
and said, look,
that how you won the building?
look, HW, just as his initials, look, HW. We want this building. We want this building for our community. Our community, we have convened 1,500 residents who have said, We need better access to health. We need better access to education. We need a job center. We need living wage jobs. And HW, we think we can produce all of that in this big old one building project that would catalyze redevelopment of all the vacant land lots around.
Yeah,
And-
now we say to light up 79th
And it
Street.
will light up 79th Street. And guess what? This old honorary Jewish dude said, Carlos, I believe you, and sold the building to us. And so we
Oh my
now
God.
we
Three
recently
snaps and a circle.
recently closed on this building, and with creative
Yes.
financing. I
Creative
must say,
financing,
creative
okay.
financing.
Well, you have a real estate development background too.
Yes, absolutely. And
Man.
so with that, we've begun to attract tenants, all who have a mission to improve access to health care, education,
Jobs.
and jobs.
Living wage jobs.
Living wage jobs.
So, what
It's
kinds of
really
businesses are going
So-
in there?
Oh, so you asked.
So you ask. So a health center.
Oh,
We,
beautiful.
we are in
Okay.
a desert of, so many different layers.
Yes, yeah, food desert, health desert.
health desert. So a health
Yep.
center anchoring the building. We even have a specialty coffee shop that has agreed to go into to anchor this building. Go into the building, have an open mic setting every night.
What?
We need you guys to come.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Oh, we're
Hey,
coming
Greg,
down.
you
Let
got
us
it.
know when
You
it's
got it.
open.
You got it.
There we
All
go.
right.
Done.
You got it.
Done.
We've got community-based partners, CDCs. We've got tax
Training center.
training
Oh,
centers.
cool.
We have a fitness center coming in.
Oh, wow.
A technology call center. I mean, so everything about living wage
excited.
jobs, health care, and
wellness,
education,
and
wellness as
education.
well. So we do have a tutoring center that
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
ACT prep and SAT prep.
Yeah, it's a small African American owned business
Oh.
by a male.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
And so
He's
this
amazing.
building, the 839 Healthy Lifestyle building, will catalyze redevelopment in our corridor, South Side corridors. And so we're really excited. We're looking probably in about a year to occupy the building, and or a little more than a year. And I guarantee you, it will light up and activate our
That whole
community.
business district,
Yes.
Wow.
So we're excited.
I'm speechless.
Very excited.
I got speech for this because we were talking earlier about how people like to throw Chicago's name around when they're talking about things going poorly
Yeah.
for black folks and for people in general, in
Right.
terms of violence and things like that. And what's always annoying to me is that, I like this term concern trolling, where they really just messing with you because they don't actually care. And by care, I don't mean what your feeling is in your heart, because screw the feelings in your heart. Care is an active verb like
Yes.
love. If you don't do it, you don't do it. And people here are doing it.
Yeah.
People here are showing care. People here are making moves to make lives better for people. So if you're just going to throw around the name of a city you ain't never been to and ain't going to and is scared of because well, forget you then.
Right.
Your argument is invalid
That's right.
because people are doing it.
We
That's
are
right.
doing it.
We are doing it.
Thank you, darling.
Oh,
That was
man.
very well
Thank
put.
you so much. Please tell everybody where they can find you.
So, on the internet, you can find us at www.gagdc.org. And don't forget about that orange donate button.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
And
I
we're
love it.
physically located at 7901 South Racine on Chicago's mighty South Side. Phone number is 773-483-3696. 483-3696. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
also on Facebook, social media, Greater Auburn Gresham Corp, and Twitter, GADC_Chicago.
I love it. I love it. So the Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corp, Carlos Nelson and Norma Sanders, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for having
joining
us.
us.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Prosperity Now's high impact nonprofits of color.
Prosperity Now, I mean, I know we partner with them and everything, guys listening, but man, y'all never cease to amaze me.
Yeah.
The thing I said earlier about, folks doing it, it's rare. It's easy to be cynical in this world and see all the people who aren't doing it. But, shout out to HW for seeing the light. By the way, my guess in there, for those of y'all trying to figure it out on some Game of Thrones stuff, HW is either former President George Herbert Walker Bush or because he kept saying Jewish guy, I was thinking possibly famed musician Hezekiah Walker. So it's probably someone in between the two, somewhere in the answer always lies somewhere in the middle. We're going to finish off a fantastic and fun show. I'm sad to go with an MC from Canada named Eternia. This is one of the more well-known people that we tend to play on here, but super dope lady who has a record from the 411 Initiative, which was a thing in 2009 where a bunch of Canadian artists, they got together to raise money for an organization that provided programming to schools and community groups that were merging contemporary arts, culture, heritage, education, and social development to empower and inspire young people. So I figured, different place, but on a similar tip, so we should ride out on that. So again, this is Eternia with Yes, I Know. And we will check y'all next week. Bunch of Budget, Bonfire Radio. This is also an active word. Peace.
What's the 411.ca? Yeah. It goes. You guys ready? Hey, yeah. They say I was conceived in love, but they told my parents it could only be one. One child, one voice, one life, one son. So why have a girl when life can be undone, right? They told my parents when it was too late. Now they gotta give birth and decide my fate. I was born in the year 1999. My mother cried, my father wanted to rewind. His actions are mine, cause her daughter wasn't wise. They didn't name me, they hid me and told lies. No doctor's visits, no school, I was denied the basic necessities of life to get by. Now I sit on this potty that I'm strapped to, asking the Lord why they left me in this orphanage to die. No voice, no rights, and nobody answers. 3 years old dead, no second chances. Girls, like a bird you can fly. You know you got a voice, you know your rights, right? Say yes, I know. Yes, I know. Come on, yes, I know. Yes, I know. Check it, girls over there are just like you and I. They struggle to survive. If you know that ain't right, say yes, I know. Yes, I know. Come on, yes, I know. Yes, I know. Check it, yeah. I was my mother's first girl, but I almost didn't make it into this world. Pops had a habit of hurting my mom. Sure, in this world she deserved it, breaking all the rules. Rule 1, never talk back, never say no. Rule 2, never have an opinion that he opposed. Rule 3, never go anywhere unless he knows where you're going when you come back or why you wanna go. Now my mom's had a mind of her own, but her religion dictated that she respect her husband and his home, and that left her bruised and alone in the trunk of the car, praying to God like, please save my soul, and he did. That's why I was born, why I live to see all y'all. Today I remain and stay strong, and tomorrow when my kids have kids and I'm gone, I can say I'm a woman whose voice will live on. Girls, like a bird you can fly. You know you got a voice, you know your rights, right? Say yes, I know. Yes, I know. Come on, yes, I know. Yes, I know. Girls over there are just like you and I. They struggle to survive. If you know that ain't right, say yes, I know. Yes, I know. Come on, yes, I know. Yes, I know. Girls got rights, girls fight, maintain. Girls become women and queens that will reign. Girls never underestimate your fate. Your pain is a path to strength in all things. Girls got voice, got choice, got names. Girls were enslaved, but now we overcame. Never underestimate your fate. You were made to arise and be great, do good in all things. Cause girls, like a bird you can fly. You know you got a voice, you know your rights, right? Say yes, I know. Yes, I know. Come on, yes, I know. Yes, I know. Check your girls over there are just like you and I. They struggle to survive. If